Hello, 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 Leos. I'm getting set up here. You guys are my first ones for today. And I just had some peanut butter to get some energy in me. Boy, my head was spinning a little bit because I hadn't eaten. For those of you that are brand new, my name is Patty. Thank you for popping in and checking out my channel. I hope you enjoy this. This is Intuitive Tarot along with Astrology and Numerology. I'm an empath that does have highly sensitive and intuitive. So hopefully the divine will bring you, or however you want to call it, divine, sacred one, Holy Spirit, Allah, Buddha, whoever it is that you believe in. However, I believe in God, the Holy Spirit. So they will bring you messages, answer your questions. Also, other ancestors sometimes come through that I have no idea whose they are, but they come with lots of wisdom. So hopefully this will help you. And then we go into the planets and the moon for the astrology part. And numerology just pops in there and tells us how important it is and things like that of that nature for you to follow. So the oracles, I'm going to be pulling one card for the divine, one card for the current energies, and then the third card actually is for the future energies. However, if you watch me, I usually say the energies are for, like the weekend and the next week. No, these are going to be for May, June, and July because that's the way the planets are working and that's the way the divine is working. There is something that he wants us to keep processing and working on and something that takes time. And so when we get to that end of those 2 or 3 months, then you're going to see definitely some rewards or some change in your life or whatever it is. Don't know because it's your journey, not mine. So hopefully this helps you through your challenges, through your struggles, and anything that you need to work on. All right. Hey, Star, welcome, welcome. I don't normally do these on Sunday, but you know what? For those of you that don't know, I had a knee replacement and I'm slowly healing. So some days I can actually sit here for hours and then some days I can't. So I normally do readings between Tuesday and Saturday. So those of you see me on Sunday, this is a rare occasion. So welcome, welcome. My daughter's like, you're doing readings today? I'm like, yeah. But anyway, so here we go. So this is this is really interesting energies, guys. Now remember, this first card is divine. So remember I said there is something for the next 2-3 months he wants us to process and also to work on and things of that nature. What is it that you guys need to focus in on? He just downloaded Foundation. So, well, Felix, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you again, buddy. Hope all is okay. Focus is when I got downloaded Foundation. Okay, and if you look at it, it's also the number 6. This is about harmony, improvement, and the planets will say balance. This is about a balancing thing. This is about harmony, improvement. However, there is something in your life that you need to prioritize and focus on that you're probably not. So this is something that the divine is saying. What is it in your foundation that you need to maybe go back and double check, and what it is that you need to see what you need to focus in on, because that balance is slightly off. I hate to say that. And we really want to work on that harmony and improvement because your current energy, and this is interesting because it's current energy. It's more of the feminine nature, but it is also the number 4, growing stability, growing more balance, growing more structure, more foundation, more grounding, solid, more grounding. Okay. But this is more of a feminine energy. So if you're a masculine out there, this is about your feminine power. This is about the feminine side. Everybody has, if you look at yin and yang, there is the feminine side. We all have a feminine side. We all have a masculine side. So if you're feminine, you have that little dot in the center. That's your masculine. And on the other side of yin and yang, you have the masculine. And inside that is a little bit of feminine. That means that maybe there is something we need to be more compassionate about. What is the feminine part? You have to sort of look at that. That doesn't mean that, oh, this is only for the ladies out there. No, this means that what is it in your feminine side that you really need to be paying attention to? Is it compassion, kind of kindness? You think of a woman, we're nurturing, we're emotional. Maybe there's something going on in your life or somebody else's life that you're actually trying to touch base with. And it may feel a little bit uncomfortable for some to actually reach out and maybe console somebody in that nature, but that's sort of the feminine part of this energy. And it's also about our friendships. Here's one thing though that I've just got downloaded is our friendships are important, but we need to stay focused in on our journey. Our friendships are important, but our friendships sort of probably should be a smaller circle, because then if we have so many friends, then we end up spending our energy in areas outside rather than here in what our journey is supposed to be. So that these friendships, maybe that's another thing of focusing in on what the divine for somebody is. You know what? I have so many friends that, I can't get anything done. I'm always doing something. I'm not, being responsible in my life for something or whatever. But this is interesting because the current energy is the number 4, grounding. And maybe that's why he said, or the download was foundation. You want to know why? Because I haven't even looked at the 3rd card till just now. And here's the interesting thing. I can't make this up. There's no way I can make this up. So we have the Queen in the focus, right? What is the future energy? The number 4. Foundation, again, grounding, stability, everything that's there, and taking that risk to be able to do that. First card, last card, focus and risk. Because sometimes we have to get out of that box. Sometimes we got to get out of our comfort zone, or we stay stuck. Or we may not know what path we're on. So we really, really have to pay attention. Is this something I want to risk? And you really need to analyze that, and you really need to listen to, like I said, whoever you believe in, divine, sacred one, Holy Spirit, God, Allah, Yahweh, whoever it is, you really need to listen, because this is a time, especially this month, you guys, there's a lot of energy coming into your intuition, those little words that you're listening to, somebody talking into your ear, from the other side, the wisdom is there. So this is a time for Hierophant card kind of a thing, an awakening, even if it's just a baby step, you listen to that intuition and it worked out. That's a baby step. That's where you took a risk. That is where you took a risk. So this is what I'm talking about. That's that future energy where you may take that risk. And isn't that interesting? Because we have the Emperor. Sorry, I didn't mean to put his finger on his head. The Emperor is about wisdom. Yeah. All right. So let's see what we've got going. So I don't know what's going on in your guys' lives right now, but what is it that you need to focus in on? And like I've been telling the other signs this week, please feel free to share a testimony, or if you've had a reading, here and something resonated and it happened. It's good to share, because sometimes we're the conduit anyway. So whatever happens in your life that may help somebody or done something for somebody or whatever it is, this is your chance to shine and say, hey, yeah, this worked for me, because it's not us, it's the divine working through us, and you could help somebody. So that's what this channel is about. So if you're not shy and you want to share, it's like, yeah, if it resonates with you. I've been having people comment, when I'm off, and I look at those comments daily. And answer. I've got emails and I answer those. I think it's really important that we share our stories, just like the Bard. We need to share the story, because this is going to not only end with us, it's going to move through us. All right. Yeah. Okay. So let's get started on this here. So I'm excited to see there's a lot of improvement and growth and to more of a stable life. Now, stability doesn't mean that, life is going to be boring. No, it's that you're getting your focus in order and balance. So if you're an adventurist like me, I love to go and do things. That's, maybe I'll take the risk, but I need to make sure my finances are in order. I need to make sure my work is in order. My family life is in order. And for me, what I need to do for me is in order. That's balance. And then I can go have fun and do all that kind of stuff. But if I do it in reverse, then we have consequences, we have responsibilities that we're going to end up paying for, which we don't want, right? So our first card out is the Baron-Reid of Swords. Okay, again, this is thank you. So the divine is saying, This is where we actually are going to get stuck because somebody's focus is completely off. And why? Because you're stuck in the past. It's almost like I'm a repeat record. I mean, I need to hit that, don't I? I'm sure if you guys have watched me over and over, it's my gosh, she says it again and again. Well, if people would stop living in the past, I wouldn't have to say it so much, right? But the thing is that somebody is living in the past. Now, it doesn't mean that your whole life is living in the past. Something is stuck in the past and you're missing out on the opportunities. This is what the divine is saying. Get your foundation, get your grounding, because I have opportunities coming up I don't want you to miss on. Now, that could also mean in the future, it could mean a friendship. It could mean for some female that maybe they're trying to get pregnant and that will happen. However, if you don't get your balance and you don't get your stability, that creates stress. Stress creates hormone changes, and that's when we have a really hard time getting pregnant, because if everything is really stressed, our body says, no, I can't do that. I've got too much going on. I got to take care of all this other stuff because you're stressing me out. How can I have a baby in me? Because then I'm really stressed physically. So that's an opportunity that could be being missed out. So for somebody, we've got to get you unstuck and focus on something more positive. Now, this is the planets too, guys. If you didn't watch the new moon, because we do have a full moon coming up on the 26th on your next reading, but we have still the new moon energies that are slowly dissipating, which will probably start dissipating around the 23rd. But the new moon energies and the planets that are in that time frame are talking about work on the positive. Get rid of the low vibrations, low negative energies, and work on the positive. That is the key thing. Work on your joy, things that bring you happy, bring you up, bring you lifting, and get rid of those low vibrations. And that's what the planets are even talking about. Take a risk, step out, do something different. That will bring your actually endorphins up and everything, because you get a little bit nervous, but you get excited, brings your endorphins up, brings your dopamine up, brings all kinds of things up when you try something new and get excited. Now, some of you too are going to be creating something new, because we've had a lot of ones this week. We have a lot of creative energies this week, and the planets are saying that as well, because we're in spring, we're in the spring equinox, we're actually growing things and getting things started. Those little plants are now seeded. They're still not popping up yet because it's too early. If we do, they freeze, and then you know what? You got dead plants. So they're still underground. Those roots are forming, that grounding, that foundation is still forming. So what is it that you're actually needing to ground and get that foundation? Because probably next month, whatever it is that you're planting is going to pop up. Now, did you plant something negative? Something low destructive? Because a lot of the signs, if you have any of these other signs in your Leo, then there's a lot of anger, a lot of retaliation, a lot of bitterness that came up this last week. A lot. So are you creating low vibrational new plants, or are you creating more of a high vibrational new plant? What is it that you're trying to grow? Yeah, you have the opportunity to grow lots of different things. So a lot of, like, in that low vibrational was the gossipers. There's a lot of gossipers out there right now in the energies, and just to take the risk and say, hey, I don't want to hear it. That's taking a risk, because you'll probably be pushing that person away, but do you really want that person in your life? Because you're taking a risk. Yeah, definitely. And you don't really want that person in your life because they're toxic and low vibrational. You want to keep moving high vibrational and up. All right. Whew. All right. So look at here, guys. And he's going, yeah, stay there. So we have the devil. And the devil, what is he doing? He's wanting to keep you bound. He's wanting to keep you in that negative place. He's wanting to keep you, for somebody, they're really just struggling with something internally. And that it's like you're listening to your negative self. You're listening to that self that needs to shut up. Because you know what? The thing is, when you look at the devil and you look at the two people, they're really not bound. That's a choice, because they could slip those chains right over their head. So when you feed yourself those negative thoughts, that's a choice. When you feed yourself negative information, that's a choice. And you're filling your head full of lies, which is not divine, which is not sacred one, which is not Holy Spirit, whatever. It is not, because truth is divine. And truth is that you're here, you're loved, you're needed, whatever purpose that you're here for. And this is the choice that you can break away. And what's really interesting with the Magician, what's the next card? Okay, so we have the Magician, then we have the Ten of Wands. You can release this freaking burden in your head, because if you go here, you've got, I don't know if I can do this or show it, but the devil is behind here, right? Okay, so you can look at this process. This is a movie here, guys. So you go from a process of being bound, living in the past, carrying that garbage with you, garbage in, garbage out. You keep carrying the suitcases that have 200-300-pound rocks in them, because that's the past. Why can you, what good is that going to do? Who is past boyfriend, past girlfriend, it's past, heal, get on, move on. Because the thing is that you're staying bound, and that's a choice. That's a choice, because you can actually not only manifest, you can ask divine for the help to get through it, to break the pain, break the burden, break the struggle, break the challenge, whatever it is that you're going through. So what problem are you going through, or who are you going through a problem with that maybe the message is getting a little distorted here that needs to be released? Okay. Because you got the devil dead set in the center. That is such a negative, low vibrational energy. He is dead set in the center. And again, this feminine power, what the feminine power is, if you think about this, and everybody has it, it's that intuition. It's that little piece in you that tells you to let go. I know I should let go, but I just love them so much. Let go. Because it's gone. Why would you want to hold on to somebody that does not want you? There's a new person that really wants you, that is really for you, and the divine is waiting to bring them to you, but you're just the one holding it up. Okay? Why would you do that to yourself? It's just, I say this because, and I can say it because I've been there. And that was stupid. 13 years. Oh, is he going to come back? I'm just waiting for him to come back. He left. He left. If he left, yeah, he did want to come back. And then crap hit the fan on him, because you know what? For some of you who believe in karma, karma's a bitch. But the other thing too is that it was a lesson that he needed to learn. Did he learn it? No, because after he came back, he had a stroke and an aneurysm. And then what happened is he went and moved on to get some help, for his body and stuff. Still wanted him back. But then the next thing I know, he marries his nurse. And then he marries again. And he marries again. So thinking that it was all about me, no, it was all about his brokenness. So see what it did to me back then? A horrible, horrible cycle that kept me turning and turning. Where's the world? Because it kept turning me and turning me into this negative cycle that I could have gotten out of, but I chose not to. And then you know what I did? I started comparing him to everybody else. Oh, but I fell in love. I was 41 when I got married. He was my soul person. He was everything. Yeah, and then I began comparing new guys to him, which even made it even worse, because then I ended up being alone. Stupid. Actually, not stupid. It was this guy here holding me bondage, allowing me to stay bonded, because he was putting negative thoughts in my head. So we have the Fool. This is awesome, guys. This is awesome. See that when I showed you this little movie, this awesomeness. So when you release the burden, you allow new creative energies. You allow a new person or a new thing come in, whether it's your job. If somebody's job is going crappy, and you know what, you're going there, you're complaining, you're disgruntled, you're frustrated, you know what, all that's doing is adding stress. Okay, so if you need to take the risk and maybe start looking for another job. Because when you add that much stress to yourself, then you're adding more. You don't think it, but it's there because I ended up in the hospital for 4 days because I thought, no, I can handle this. I've handled a lot more worse stress than this. Well, I might be thinking that, but my body's saying you're adding me overload because my body was giving me indications that I needed to find something new. I needed to take the risk because then I was starting to have a hard time breathing. I was having a hard time, just in my psyche. I was changing, and it was just adding more and more stress. I mean, I would be working, I'd be like, and I'm like, what is that about? It's just my body was giving me signals that I didn't realize. So this may be an energy. Okay, so is this an energy? Somebody needs to maybe change jobs, maybe change his careers. Sadly, in this economy and this age, we change careers, unfortunately, more than we want to, only because the way that our economy is, not only in the USA, but around the world, it's not stable. So it's not the number four for sure. So we have to look at more opportunities to raise our income to feed our families or feed ourselves, or even just live rather than survive. But this definitely is a burden for somebody, this work. Okay. So very much so. It's interesting that the devil and the magician arcanas are right next to each other. It's like there's a battle. Somebody's got like a battle going on inside, that somebody wants to I really want to do this, but I'm so scared. I really want to do this, but I'm so scared. This is where your future energy comes in, where you need to take maybe a risk, step out of the box, step out of your comfort zone, because that's when we begin to grow. This a newness, a new energy. And when you do that, it's not so scary anymore. It's like, oh, what was I thinking this was so bad for? It's not that bad. Yeah, you're fighting yourself. Definitely. Definitely. This is the fight for yourself. This is a fight for your potential and ambition, because it's also the number 7. You can release this. Let's see if I can put these here. I like to show the cards because then you can see a little movie. I love it. The divine shows me these little movies. So you have the magician. Okay, you're going to manifest to get rid of your burden here. Oops, I'm going to let them drop off as they go. Because you have to take a risk to have this new creative person pop out, or maybe a new creative energy come you, work, school, whatever. This is something new that you're stepping out of the box from because you're sick and tired of fighting yourself. You're sick and tired of just surviving the situation. All right, that's huge. I don't know who this is for, but definitely. Also, too, for somebody, this is a new energy coming in. There is somebody who has too many opportunities, too many things on their plate. And this is where you sabotage yourself for somebody. And this is where you stay stuck. I used to be that way. But the thing is, this is like when I was in art, the art teacher would allow me to have many projects, and because I would finish them all. I have to be multitasking, going back and forth, because I get bored really easy because my mind is always going, at least back then. Well, it is a little bit anyway. But the thing is that we had a lot, but everybody else was working on one project. And one young man got really pissed off and asked the teacher, why is it she can do 3 projects and I can only do 1? And he said, because I know she's going to finish all those projects and I don't think you'll finish just the 1. So the thing is, when we get too many things going on, though, we can lose track, and then we lose focus. For that young man, he needed to stay focused on one thing. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if there's some people out there that can focus in on one thing, or if they can focus in on... Oh, welcome, welcome, honey. Welcome. So some people can multitask and focus in on many things. However, when you multitask, you're breaking, you're killing telomeres in your brain. It's really not good to focus. It's really not good to focus on several things at once, because then you can't do the one thing very well. because you're focusing in on other things at the same time. If you're multitasking in your brain, I'm working on this one thing, but I'm also thinking in the back of my brain about something else. So this energy here that I'm talking about, I don't know who this is for, but you know, take them down to maybe one or two. If you're so used to focusing in and multitasking many things, bring it down to one. Because this is going to help you in your future to stay focused. So remember, first card out or first oracle out is Divine's focus. What did he say? What did he download? Foundation, grounding. Because when you do so many things at once, you can't be grounded. That it's like me in a crowd of people as an empath. If I get around a whole bunch of people all day long, I go nuts because you've got multi people, multiple energies bouncing off me all day long. It's like we're getting ready to go to the theme park. Can you imagine how I'm going to feel by the end of the day? Please get me to the pool with Mai Tai. Nobody around. But that's an empath. We have to, the energies bounce off. We're multitasking all day long. We're bouncing off energies. We're trying to pull in energies to maintain and manifest. This is what you do when you multitask. And it's energy draining, energy vampire. So I don't know who this is for. But if you're needing to focus in on your job, you need to focus in on one thing. If you're focusing in on taking a risk of getting a new job, then you really need to focus in. Here's the thing. Thank you. So they downloaded, what is it you want to do? What is your purpose? What is your calling? And if you don't know, all you have to do is search inside where that little fire is. What is it I really want to do? But you have no idea how to do it, right? Okay, then you have to just start to focus a little bit more. So you say, well, I don't have the money to go to back to school, or you have to find ways to learn. The YouTube is full of ways to learn and have tools. So, you know, those kind of things. You can find resources and ways, but the more you make excuses, the more you're not going to take the risk and you're going to miss the opportunity. And then your number 4 is your stabilities are going out the window. And your foundation and your balance, what Divine is trying to get you to do is more further away than closer. All right. Oh, wow. What's going on here? 27 minutes. Sorry, guys. It's just been crazy here. If you do have a question, I'll answer your question here. Wow, from India. Wow, welcome. I will answer your question here when I'm done, just so that we can keep the energies going here for the group. Because some people don't have questions and they're like, can we just finish this and go home? Or, you know, stop listening. So just you guys, you know, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Again, I'm going to be doing the full moon reading on the 26th. I don't know what time yet. Just depends on my knee. I probably will know like a day or two before. And the thing is that if you're subscribed, you'll get notified if you've hit the bell. If you haven't, you might want to subscribe, hit the bell. All right. But I will be doing that here shortly. Yeah. So, interesting. So we have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords, what is the Page of Swords about? Seeking the truth. Message of the truth. What is the truth? What is the true you? What is really the true you? What is it that you're wanting to do? The Divine is saying to me right now that this is about focusing on who you are, what you want to be, where you want to go, and it needs to be with your passion and your desire. Because remember, where did it go? It has to be about your passion and your desire, your creativity. This is you. So if you're unhappy in your job, it's time to analyze and focus on what you really, really want to do. It's in there. Even if it's just a flicker, it's like, okay, for me, I never planned on going back to doing leather work full time, but that flicker was there. And I really hated being in the corporate world. But you know what? I didn't close the door in the corporate world. The Divine did. Said, you know what? It's time. You're done. Now go back and do leather. And I'm like, seriously? So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing leather, but he also told me to open up a YouTube channel. And I'm like, why? Really? So look at what I'm doing. So I hope this is helpful to somebody. So take the risks. You know, be mindful about it, be educated about it, do your research, and step out of the box. And you might just be surprised at what opportunities you have in front of you, but also too what bondage you're going to break. What a beautiful, beautiful thing to break those chains from that bugger, because you don't have to live in the past anymore. You don't have to be the past anymore. You don't have to be defined from your past anymore. And you can tell the past to just go take a flippin' hike. And then you know what? You take that, you bury it, you put some flowers on it and say, thank you for the lessons. Thank you for everything. But hasta la vista, baby. And you don't camp there. You leave and don't look back is what you need to do. Because if you look back, you're going to want to go. And then you don't want to do that. Like the movies, you know, when the guy's walking away from the girl and he doesn't look back, and the girl's like, oh, you know why he's not looking back? Because if he turned around and looked back, she's crying, then he's going to turn around and go back when that is not his path. Does he go backwards? No, he keeps walking forwards, guys. He keeps walking forwards. Do you have a friendship that you got to do that with? Because it's too toxic, it's too stressful, too straining, too drama mama, too drama daddy, too drama. Okay. All right. So let's get these. We're already at 31 minutes, guys. Sorry about that. So let me get the moon's energies and the planets. Just remember, these energies are going to be dissipating, the new moon energies, about the 23rd, and the full moon energies are coming up. Great full moon energies. I've already started looking at it, guys. It's really, really good. It's moving forward. It's moving up. You're going to hold it back. Though the reason why is that the people that don't like change, with there's many out there, are going to hold themselves back. And the other ones are going to accelerate. The ones that take it, hold on to it, and run with it, because you have that energy power, that yin and yang power in there, you can run with it. But somebody's focus is still on, I'm too afraid, I'm too afraid, I'm too afraid. I can't take that risk. I just can't take that risk. When actually you don't know if that's going to be a better opportunity. All right. All right. Let's go. Let's see what the moon and energies got here so that I can answer a few questions and then people can take off if they want to. Yeah, definitely. Awesome. The Divine's so funny. I just love him. Today I was listening to actually a inspirational teacher. He's actually a pastor, very young. He's in his 30s. He has so much divine wisdom and downloads. I wish I was in his head, because he is amazing. He's actually amazing inspirational speaker, even if he didn't use the divine. So we have the power of the planets and the moon. So we have the first card is the Into the Unknown, which regulates right with the divine. Focus, 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 focus. When we go into the unknown, we go in with excitement and, you know, like, oh, this is going to be a new adventure kind of a thing, because this is your potential and ambition. That's why I said you have to pick whatever it is for your potential and your ambition. This is where it doesn't become a job anymore. It becomes what you're supposed to be doing. And then the love pours into that. Whether it's a hobby or a job or whatever, your love pours into it. So if you're artistic in any way, and so you build something that's like, wow, that's because there was love poured into it. I can't believe that came out. Okay, so that's where that is. Okay, cleaning your house, taking the risk. Taking the risk. This is cleaning your negative, your low vibrational thoughts out. Okay, and replacing them with the positive. This is the planets, guys. I'm not making this up. And even though you feel like it's falling apart and you're scared and you're running like a chicken with your head cut off kind of a thing, it's actually coming together, because the coming together is the number 10, but it is also the number 1. When that negativity goes away, yeah, it's a little scary because you're used to it. You're comfortable. You're getting out of the box. You're thinking more positive. You're thinking more future. You're thinking more focused. That is a little scary for some people, but look at this. It brings creative energies. It brings your mindset to a completely different level. So this is where you guys are. Focus, focus. This is really sort of packed. So I would say, if you have the time to go back and watch it again, if you don't, at least watch the new moon video or the new moon, video, because that is going to show you some of these energies as well, all the way up to the full moon. And you'll see how we're actually moving into a progression of upwards. It's going to be your responsibility to keep moving upwards or keeping yourself stuck. Nobody else can be responsible for what you do and what your choices are except for you. And then when you put the blame on somebody else, you need to actually put the mirror in front of you and say, I need to take responsibility and accountability for that, not blame somebody else because that was my choice. All right. So you guys, don't forget to like, share. If this doesn't resonate with you, maybe it resonated with somebody that you popped up in your head, share it with them, and have them pop in and watch it, because sometimes we are the conduit to help others, and this might be something to help somebody else. All right, so don't forget to do that, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I would really like it. I'm bringing you closer so that I can actually read some of these questions. I need new glasses. I need to make time. But this knee has really, really gotten me. So let me see here. I am working on several art projects at the same time. It's kind of routine now, but I need to have an inspiration renewal. The only way that you're going to get an inspiration renewal is to back off for a bit. I mean, I used to be in art in college, and sometimes we get a dry spot, and the only way that we can actually is to step back, maybe take a breather, or maybe do something a little bit different, or maybe back off from a lot of those projects, and that will bring you a new mindset, a new fresh mindset, and that's where this energy comes in with the Fool. Okay, so maybe doing that. Just maybe actually just stepping back for a second and taking a breath and seeing, and then ask the divine, ask who your sacred one is, say which one should I focus in on first. I do this with my videos, because when I say, okay, I'm going to do a video, who do you want me to do first? And then the Leo popped in today. Okay, I'm doing Leo today. So you really have to ask divine to actually help you in that, and really listen to it. Really listen to it, okay? Because divine will really, really help you. Yeah. So your real true potential, that you have to, where the fire is the strongest, that's your true potential. Anxiety, yeah, well, anxiety, a lot of things happened during the lockdown. So with the lockdown, a lot of people had panic attacks, anxiety, depression. It became really, really hard for a lot of people. However, as you work yourself mentally through that, and for me, I loved it only because I was able to go inside and ask myself, what do I want to do next? What do I want to go? How do I want to go? What is it that I want to? And then I would talk to divine and say, what's my next thing? Where do I want to go? And do you know that he's opened so many doors and closed some? And that wasn't me. So this is a thing that we have to go back into our spirit, back into our inner self, and ask, the powers that be, whoever you believe in. I say God for me. So I go to God and I say, hey, where do you want me to go? Who do you want me to touch? Every single morning. Who do you want me to touch? What do you want me to say? Where do you want me to go? Place me where you want me to place me, because I'm a conduit. It's not me. This is not my life. So you definitely, work on that inner self. That will gradually dissipate. I know it'll dissipate for you guys. Okay. Let's see. And we have Julie. Is it Julianne? Let me see here. I'm trying to read down here. Let me see here. It's Julian. Thanks for this is what I'm actually doing. Going to pay more attention to my intuition and seek guidance. Yes, definitely from the Most High. You know what? The more that you do that, the more that you listen to your intuition. You got to sort of look at intuition as a telephone. It's sort of like, that's what our intuition is. I'm audio, so I hear things. And people, my daughter's like, did you really hear that? Yes, I did. And what you might hear, we might say as an empath, we call them downloads. So you might hear, and you'll even hear pastors and ministers say, I got a download. So there's something to that. But you also too, if you believe in a certain type of belief, I don't say religion because it's a relationship. The divine, the sacred one, the Holy Spirit, this is a relationship. This isn't a religion. This is a relationship. So when you hear somebody talk about downloads, Holy Spirit, divine, that is a person that's actually sort of connected. So I don't believe in all of that. I grew up in Catholic and I grew up in all the religious kind of things. I've stepped away only because I've lived my life a spiritual life. I know there is more out there. I've spoke to my mom that she's passed on. I've spoke to my brother that he's passed on. I can see things in space that I probably shouldn't be seeing. So I know all these energies are connected. That's why Divine has me doing intuitive astrology and numerology. It has some precedence to it. It's ancient, but the astrology is the energies intertwined. All right. So, oh, your birthday is today. Welcome. Well, honey, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Many, many blessings to you as well. Namaste as well. Awesome. So, yeah, so be really, really intuitive. When you listen to your intuition, that little voice, you might even say, you might even hear, don't do that. Don't go there. Or, yeah, he's the one. If you really, really listen to it, then you can actually have a telephone to the divine. And the more you do that, the more accustomed it gets to it, the more you get used to it. Before you know it, you're actually just living it. And I went from living earth and world to living spiritual because I'm an empath. What happened was I finally said, screw it. I don't care what anybody else says. In my 50s, I squashed my spirituality for 50 years because I had abilities. And in my 50s, I said, screw it. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I am living because I know divine and I have a relationship. And he just opened doors and doors and doors and doors because I finally released the world, the first dimension. We have to live in the first dimension. This is the world. But if you live in the second dimension, there is peace and calmness and joy. And the second dimension is your higher self. It is living with love. It's living, walking in truth. If you do those two things, you've already hit the second dimension, which is anything that you cannot see: compassion, love, caring, kindness, all those kind of things. That's the second dimension. First dimension is everything of this world that you can see. That doesn't matter. When you pass on, you can't take it with you. Materialism can't take it with you. Those kind of things. All right. I've gone on long enough. I'm really, really sorry, Leos. I do have 2 more readings to do today. So if you like to pop in on those, that's fine. You can always look at any reading. But if I don't know which one I'm doing next, I got to talk to him. So just hit subscribe and the bell and you'll know when I'm on for the next reading. I do have to take a break because my leg is killing me and I need to walk around a bit between readings. So give me 10 minutes if you want to watch again. All right. Take care, everybody. Now, don't forget 26th is the full moon reading. Don't know what time, but there will be a full moon reading as well as your normal reading for the 26th. So we will see you then. And I loved seeing all you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you, Star. Thank you for popping in. Felix, I think he's already gone, but thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. And Julian, I just love all you guys coming in and from around the world. I love it. Love it. Now, don't forget, I do have free videos on Get Balanced 2020 or Divine Warrior Intuitive if you need help with communication, love, your mindset, how to do nutrition and fitness. Well, that's American Nutrition and Fitness, but your mindset and how to grow your spirit. All right. Take care. Don't forget to go. They're all free. So go see them.